Guys, you won't believe what happened. How's everyone doing? You guys won't believe what happened. I burnt off my eyelashes, so that's why I'm wearing fake ones today. Don't tell me. I look like a bird. Okay, how's everybody doing today? I see there was conversation going in the chat. SS Homsombath, hello. Savage, what's up? Marcus, South City, Samilton, whew, hello. G Life Beats, Latakis, hello. Kennedy Cadence, Eighth Life, Tiger Backwoods, Rafael Rodriguez, CC, It's Guy Beats. Hi, everybody. Shout out to y'all for being in the chat so early ahead of the show. Just a single announcement for you guys today. Do not forget that the Phoenix Flexin Remix Challenge ends in like 3 days. January 14th is the last day that you have to submit your remix. So make sure that you do that. There's 3 winners as usual for this challenge, but the first place winner will get a shout out from Phoenix Flexin, as well as the opportunity to chat with him on Zoom or FaceTime, whatever makes the most sense, as well as $2,000 cash, amongst other things. So go to phoenixflexin.beatstars.com and check it out. I hope you guys are submitting. As for the show, welcome back to The Deal. I'm Tia. I'm the Music Opportunities Manager here at BeatStars. And if you're new to The Deal, we're highlighting our BeatStars Publishing roster. BeatStars Publishing is a partnership between BeatStars and Sony Music Publishing, who are the #1 global music publisher in the world. If you're interested in finding out more information, including how you can sign up to BeatStars Publishing, you could head over to beatstars.com/publishing. And don't forget to follow at BeatStars Publishing for some free industry game and to get better acquainted with some of the talented producers on our roster. This week, we're hanging out with Lost Mine. I'm about to bring her in 1 second, but if you want to rewatch this interview, you can check it out alongside all of our past shows and BeatStars content, including tutorials on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/official BeatStars. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be notified of new uploads. And without further ado, dun, 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 dun. Hi, Lost Mine.
Hi.
Welcome to The Deal. Everybody say what's up in the chat.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. I'm always excited to talk to people, especially when you're on literally the other side of the world from me. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So feel free to introduce yourself, where you're from, what kind of music you make.
Yeah, for sure. What's up? I'm Lost Mine. I'm a producer based in Sweden. I mostly do like bedroom pop, sort of indie rock beats, but I also kind of produce lo-fi on the side as well.
It's awesome. I have to apologize if you guys hear any vacuuming in the background. They've decided to clean the hallway of my building right this moment. So how did you get your start in music, and how did you determine what kind of genre you were going to work on?
I think I've kind of always been into music. Like even as a kid, I would run around singing and trying to, banging on stuff, trying to play the drums, I guess. So it came pretty early, like the interest for music. And then like in my teens somewhere there, I started learning the guitar and started kind of playing in different kind of punk rock bands and stuff like that. But then of course, life happened. So you have to do school, university, all of that. So music had to be so I had to kind of put music away for a bit, but yeah.
So you mentioned you were banging on the drums. Did you grow up in a musical household?
I mean, my parents aren't musically gifted at all, but apparently like me and my brother, we get lucky with that. So we were always kind of challenging each other to learn new instruments and making songs and stuff like that. So yeah, so I guess you can kind of call it a musical household.
So what do your parents, I mean, I know you mentioned you had to go to school. What did you end up going to school for?
I ended up going to school for nursing. So I'm a nurse actually.
Oh, wow. So you kind of have this double life. That's crazy.
Yeah, basically. So I have to like work.
So you're splitting your time, because I can imagine, especially now in the pandemic, being a nurse is a really important job, and it's crazy, I'm sure. So how have you been able to split your time? What does balancing those careers look like for you right now?
I mean, at times it has been difficult. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm sometimes you have to work like day, night, everything.
Yeah.
So but then any spare time I have, I try to focus on music.
Yeah. I
I
bet it's
mean, it's just it's what I want to do. It's kind of my passion. So
right.
I always find time, I guess.
I love that. Always finding time. I guess it helps to have something to come home to that you can decompress in a certain kind of way. Um,
Mm, absolutely. It definitely allows me to kind of put everything aside. I mean, you can only focus on making the music. You can't focus on anything else at the moment. You're kind of just so into it. So yeah,
I'm glad you have a space to zone out. That's important.
yeah.
And thank you for all of your hard work as a nurse. I'm sure like your community appreciates it just as much as, your music community would. So um, thank you for that.
Yeah.
um, so let's talk about how you got your name. Why Lost Mind?
That was kind of just something random. I
Mm,
was when I started making music again, like picking up producing, like 4 years ago. I decided like I wanted a cool name, I guess, but just something different than just my regular name.
right.
So I just went on a website and find your producer name, and it kind of randomly found like Lost Mine. I was like, yeah, that's cool. But
Yeah.
then there was already like a Lost Mine, which is 1D. So I just added the extra at the end there to kind of get my IG handle.
Who's the better Lost Mind?
I mean, I would hope it's me, but you never know. I'm gonna have a beat battle with the other Lost Mine, I guess.
Oh my gosh, we should make that happen.
Mm.
So okay, so you went to school for nursing. At what point did you find BeatStars and decide like I'm going to put my work out into the universe?
Yeah, it was actually while I was studying, like I think the last year or something. I got like a MIDI keyboard
Mm,
as a Christmas gift,
nice.
and then like trying to find like YouTube video how to set it up, how to make it work, how to download a DAW, like all of that stuff. And I mean, BeatStars kind of popped up in my recommendations after that.
Oh wow.
So then I started like watching tutorials, started making beats, like trying to figure out what I want to do. I mean, weren't really that good in the beginning, but I think I figured it out.
Yeah, I think you're doing
Yeah,
all right so far, I'd say.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, but then kind of watching just tutorials on BeatStars, seeing other producers, like finding this whole community, I guess. It
Yeah.
was just, yeah,
So
amazing.
in finding community and in all of your learning, what do you think was the most helpful tool for you when you were learning, or the most important piece of information that you practiced?
Um, I think you're just kind of doing it like 1,000 times.
Mm,
I didn't quite, yeah, I didn't realize like how much practice it would take, and just practice every element, like melodies. I want to get good at that. Okay, then practice that for like a few months, and then drums, and
were there any resources that you think new producers could use that you found helpful?
yeah, definitely. I mean,
Of
there's
course.
yeah, BeatStars, of course. Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of tutorials out there on YouTube, especially was really helpful starting out, and seeing other producers, I mean, a part of the BeatStars community, kind of share their insight and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's really
How,
helpful.
how have you been able to build your community on BeatStars, or your sales or things like that? What are some tips that you would have for doing that?
I think my biggest tip would be like just kind of make the music you want to make,
Mm,
and everything else follows. Because I think I spent a long time, like in the beginning, kind of doing what I thought at least people expected of me,
mm,
like doing a certain type of beat. Like, yeah, I spent a lot of time then kind of realizing maybe not what I want to focus on. Because I mean, at the end, it kind of got to like where I sat an hour to kind of figure out which 808 I wanted to use, and then when I realized like maybe this is not for me. Like I want to do something different that kind of inspires me.
mm-hmm.
And
So
then
your gut.
yeah, so I mean, I started making more kind of going back to my roots where I started out with like the punk rock stuff, incorporating that more, like more playing my own guitar, figuring out what sound to use, and then I mean the sales just kind of came from there. I think artists, I think at least that they can kind of hear that you had fun making the beat and that there's some sort of emotion behind the beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you took your time with it. I think that's a really great tip. I mean, we talk about the technical aspect of stuff, and I'm still going to ask you like if there's any technical things, but when it comes to just really diving in and throwing your passion into things, it definitely comes across. And of course, you know, you could always sell things that you didn't put that much time in, and you never know what's going to happen. A lot of really cool stories have come from people who are selling beats that they're like, this was just a throwaway, like whatever. But it's definitely a fact because you'll hear the consistency through the music that you're creating. So I think that's really awesome. And I love that you are able to use like live instrumentation in your work as well, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to kind of record and edit everything, but I think it's worth it in
For
the
sure.
end. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely. So I guess to that point, are there any technical steps that you took? Like, are you running ads? Are you tagging things a certain way? Are you pitching your own music to artists like in their DMs or something? What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I usually try and find artists that I'm kind of a fan of almost,
Mm,
and what like the artist style kind of match my own, like I guess, and
right.
then just reaching out, seeing what could happen. I also try and use like YouTube, for instance. I upload all my beats to YouTube,
Mm,
um, check all the tags, like try and figure out all of that stuff. I mean, I'm still figuring it out, so it takes time. It's always changing. Just get a roll with it, I guess.
it's a constant learning process. So yeah,
Mm.
definitely taking taking your time is the key.
Yeah, and I've also kind of experimented with ads over the years as well,
Mm,
seeing what I think that's a good indicator of what artists might look for. Like if you put ads on a beat and it doesn't really generate sales or streams or whatever,
mhm.
it's probably not the best one to kind of put out there and send out to other artists, maybe.
Right.
So yeah, that's kind of what I kind of draw
Yeah,
conclusions from that.
definitely. Bufo wants to know if you use TikTok.
I do not. I feel like a grandma. I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't understand that at all. I'm barely coping with Instagram and Twitter, to be honest.
Yeah, TikTok is a
Yeah,
wormhole of just endless information. But I think to his point, I'm sure his point is that TikTok will help you get stuff out there. It
oh,
really can. Um,
absolutely. I have no doubt. I'm just have to figure it out, I guess, first. But yeah, I have lots of time, I guess.
one
Yeah.
step at a time. It's all right. Everyone is just getting hip to it. I saw somebody that I follow on Twitter. I guess they just made a TikTok account, like had never even explored it beyond seeing what was online. And they were like, I am so overwhelmed. I had to get off. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to do with yourself.
I can understand that. At some point, I will make an appearance on TikTok, I'm sure.
Fingers crossed, because we
Yeah.
probably do well on there. Um, so in the between time, you've also signed with BeatStars Publishing. So I want to talk about the journey and how that happened and why you wanted to be a part of the BeatStars family.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of been looking for a publisher for a while. I mean, I know you gotta have one to collect all your royalties, and but I just haven't gotten to it. And I kind of did my research, tried and find someone like I didn't click with any of them, and some you had to pay for and to get a review, and I don't know, it didn't feel right. And then I kind of saw when you guys were launching with the whole publishing thing, and I was kind of interested, but I don't know why, but I kind of sat back for a while, let it play out, see what happens.
Yeah.
Uh, but then when I was contacted to possibly join, I mean, it was perfect timing. I had questions. You guys answered them immediately. There was like, it was so transparent. Like, there was nothing weird about it. So it was like a no-brainer for me. Like, yeah. this is exactly what I've been looking for, like someone to kind of help me out. It feels like the BeatStars community and BeatStars, you kind of always take care of the producers first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I've already like always appreciated. And just being a part of like the BeatStars community, finding other producers, stuff like that, it's been very beneficial throughout the years. So yeah.
That's amazing. I think the key word that I love that you said, and I'm so grateful you did and that you feel this way, but the transparency piece. I think a lot of other of our BeatStars publishing members feel the same, but I think you're the first one. I think it's been said or implied, but I think the point of transparency is really important, and I appreciate that you brought that up. And we're very happy and lucky to have you. This is a really good question in the chat. I actually want to pivot to it really quickly. With having a background in nursing, have people hit you up about music therapy? Would you be interested in mixing avenues, or do you have a strict plan with music?
Music therapy? Not really. I mean,
simple answer.
not really, I guess, but I do find like some kind of parallel, at least, with kind of what I do with nursing and then what I do with music. And I mean, music does have the opportunity to kind of help people. Mm-hmm. It's an opportunity to kind of vent what's going on, talk about something important or something. So that, yeah, I mean, in a way, I feel like I'm kind of helping people, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But not like combining the two, maybe.
No worries. I think that's a fair answer and a great question, Tiger Backwards. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's true. Music is the ultimate healer to me anyway. So I feel the question. So from there, what I guess bouncing off of that question, what is your long-term goal with your career? What is the ultimate career in music look like for you? What accolades are you receiving? What kind of time are you on there?
I think my answer is pretty boring, I guess, but it's just I want to make music that I love. I want to work with the people that inspire me. I want to make great music, and to be able to do that full time. And for me, then like all of the potential awards and stuff like that. I mean, that would be like a nice kind of side effect of things, but yeah, I'm at that point now where like I want to do this full time now. Come on.
Let's make it happen. We got to get on TikTok.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to that then, people who influence you, what kind of artists influence you, or who's influencing you today? Or I know you had mentioned when we spoke on email that there's producers in the community that influence you and things like that. So who are those people?
I think mostly it's just the people that I work with and that I worked with before that I kind of came across pretty early. But now mostly finding people who make kind of beats in the same genre as me has been very helpful. I have a couple, Phantom and Protymortal. Just listening to their beats makes me get inspired, and yeah, I love that feeling of just listening to something and immediately wanting to open up like the computer and make something of your own.
Yeah, you're like, I'm trying to be like you, but in the me version.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want to copy anyone, but like this sounds so good that I want to make my own kind of music. Yeah.
Are there any artists that you would have your sights set on? I know that you like indie music and stuff like that, but if there was like an ultimate collaboration, who would that be?
I think that would be maybe Clairo. Because I remember like listening to her music before I even started like officially producing. So I think that would be like huge for me.
Wow. Well, let's make it.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows, right?
Nah, you could do it. Have you ever tried to reach out to Clairo?
No.
Beats? Ooh, come on. You gotta.
I'm too shy, I guess.
Slide in the DMs, girl.
Yeah, I can do it. I'll be sliding in everyone's DMs and starting up a TikTok account after this. I'm going to be real confident and cocky.
Your niche could literally be you sliding into DMs and asking people to go to the artist and tell them to check you out. It's a whole niche.
Yeah.
You just set up your account.
That's good. That's great. Thank you. Awesome.
So of the work you have done thus far, what has been your favorite collaboration or placement?
I think my favorite collaboration is like a no-brainer. That's Kenny Cadence, because we worked together now on 3 projects.
Wow.
And I think he's the only artist that we've had Zoom sessions where I make the beat and I get his instant feedback and stuff like that. So, and we just vibe together. The music always turned out great as well. So I know he's here also in the chat. Yeah.
You up this whole time. Look at that.
Oh.
Is there a song? Maybe we can pull up a song if it's on YouTube. If there's one that you want to use as an example, we could show the folks.
Absolutely.
Which song would you like to play?
The Launch, I guess. That's the most recent one.
All right. Let's play like a minute and a half of it if that's cool. Let me pull this up for y'all.
Absolutely.
Let me mute this ad before I even get it in here.
Always ads.
Hey man, it's like every day they're trying to get you to sign up for YouTube Premium, and I'm like, no.
I will never.
I will never.
No matter how many ads, it's like 2 minutes of ads, worth it.
Exactly. Here we go. Let's listen to a bit of it. Hey
Kenny. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Never let myself up with anything. If anything, I quit it. Took a stand and reinvented myself, I'll admit it. Oh, can it? Fuck it, I'm far from finished. A chorus of delirium thoughts are appearing and forcing, interfering with my spirit. Was a problem in the beginning till I became a free agent and renamed it. Now you're all fucking raving and rate it like I've not been stuck for days with. Won't give me one, well I'll find a spot like I have done since day one. You say you won, but I know I'm winning. Who am I kidding? Don't despise what I did. You designed a victory. I defined a win. See, I find it in myself. To regain those hunger pains, I'm not one to be a participant. Make up the crowd numbers and be there just to run a race. Never been a bit paused since I've been part of my opening rhymes from those forum days. Of course I'm brave. Did you not hear that karmic debt tape or that follow-up? Yeah, fuck me up. I went from the bottom to the top, back to the bottom, bottle so I could do a bottoms up. Forget the sobering facts. Well, I hope that is that. Scratch that back to an opening act. We've been sitting here waiting, it has nothing to do with stage fright or the entire thing falling flat. You can say we were just changing a tire.
Okay, I would play the whole thing, but we only have so much time on the show.
No worries.
Shout out to Kenny. Listen, that beat, like, based on what you shared about what your sound is, I feel like that is such a hard left from what you would expect from someone who's like, I make bedroom pop music, indie, you know what I mean? Like, that was hard, and there's a really cool element of sound design in that. So let's talk about your how you build relationships with artists and why somebody like Kenny, for example, makes a great partnership that you would be able to be 2 projects deep.
Yeah, I think, like you said, like a hard left, but I mean, when I'm working with an artist, we just go off the vibes. And if that is like a hard trap beat, then that's the vibe, I guess. So yeah, I just love kind of working together with the artist. And I think the most like important thing I can take away from kind of mine and Kenny's working relationship is that, I mean, we've also built a really good friendship over these past 2 years as well. So that must be said. And we're never afraid to kind of tell each other that like, nah, this isn't it. Like maybe try this. And we kind of bounce off each other really good. And I mean, even if he doesn't always have like the technical term for things, he would still try and explain like how he wants the drums to sound and stuff like that. So I think that's really important, just kind of clicking. And not being afraid to kind of give feedback.
I think what you say about what your relationship is, as far as like wanting to have the space to be open in feedback and stuff, I think that is one of the main things that I hear from artists or from producers in their collaboration process, is like you have to be able to work with someone who can take the criticism or the feedback or whatever the case. So I'm happy that you guys have found each other and have been able to create this way.
Yeah, me too, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not all the time you find someone like that you instantly click with, like, and want to work with again. I mean, I think we said like the day after our first project was released, like, let's do this again, right? So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Penny's in the chat, says thanks for the play, of course, and shout out to all you guys for the love. Let me put this up on the screen in case not everyone's on Twitch, saying thank you for your comments. Thank you for guys for gassing him up. That's fire. So I guess a couple more questions before we get into playing some of your beats. It's a two-part question. So I want to know about your experiences in the music industry thus far. I want to hear about your best experience and why it was the best. And I want to hear about your not so best experience, something that was a little bit rough that you had to overcome something, and what overcoming looks like for you. I want to have the contrast. So wherever you want to start.
Yeah, I guess I'll start with the bad part and then we end on a good note, right? Yeah. I think, I don't know if I can like pinpoint one moment, but like being a female in the industry, like it has its issues, I guess. Yeah. So just trying to, there's always going to be someone who's going to kind of try and bring you down because just who we are, and send you rude comments and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just, you had to learn to kind of brush it off and not care too much, I guess.
Yeah, man. I think that's a conversation. A lot of the BeatStars team is run by women. And we had this conversation last year, over a year ago now, just about, being a woman in the space and what that kind of entails, and, tips for staying above above the board and just dealing with people who want to undermine you. And it's always going to be, it's like that across every single industry. Is there like one specific way that you are able to take space or claim space in situations like this?
I think I've kind of learned how to do that. And I think that's kind of why it affected me as much in the beginning, because I hadn't learned kind of like, oh, am I doing something wrong? Like, no, it's just, okay, it's you. But honestly, just find yourself a good set of kind of music family. It's going to support you no matter what. And I mean, sometimes it's kind of, you're not sure, like, okay, is this okay or not behavior from this person? And you can always like ask someone like, well, hey, what would you do in this situation? To kind of have that person to help you out and figure stuff out. I think that's important. Like having a community, finding other people, similar interests, other female producers has definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah, I love that you said that. I think community is everything. And those are the same. I know for myself, like my community of women that are working in and around the music industry, we share resources, we bounce ideas off of each other, we plot, we scheme, so I think that's really great. What about a time in the music industry or your career that was like really exciting to you or super successful for you? What does that look like?
I think that would have to be last year.
Okay.
I was asked by this company called Oatly to do a remix of a song they had made for their Super Bowl commercial.
Wow.
And that was kind of my first sort of interaction with like a bigger company, doing something huge on a big scale, talking to like, real industry people, so that was pretty cool. And just also like nerve-wracking when I sent back like the remix I did, like the first draft, and insane having that played. And
Yeah, I bet that exchange is super super crazy. I know that, you know, even a few people in the chat here have had really amazing sync placements or opportunities similar to yours. Same thing with some folks in the BeatStars Publishing family, but you know, that's that moment where you're like, oh my God, like I could really take this seriously. Like people, this is a business for me. That is very crazy. So did that and that
Yeah.
that track wound up being in a commercial, correct?
Yeah, it ended being like not on the actual commercial, but afterwards on the other commercials and social media. So
Kenny's upset with you because you didn't mention that to Kenny. Said she
I
likes
didn't.
the sort of stuff when we talk.
He doesn't listen. He doesn't want to admit. No.
Kenny, sounds like some things are going in one ear, not the other. You better pay attention, King. So,
No. Yeah, but it's really like having that first sort of connection with that part of like, yeah, maybe I can do this. Like that was huge. And then after that, like having a different mindset, I felt like after being hired to do that commercial, I feel like it just brings so much positivity and just extra drive to do things, I guess.
exactly. Put the battery in your back.
Definitely. Yeah.
So being in this position and knowing that, you know, things are very, very much possible, what would you tell to, I guess, either producers who are just starting, or what would you tell to yourself when you were just starting?
I would say just take the time. Just relax. I know at least I was stressed out a lot when starting out, trying to figure out what I want to do, what I want to create, how I'm going to reach out to people. Like just relax. It will sort itself out. Just work hard and relax. It will.
Yeah, I always like something that I'm really trying to champion, and even for myself, like there's no way that you could spend this much time doing something and nothing come from it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to keep going.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm wondering if there's anything. Trying to see if there's anything I want to pivot from for that, but I guess now is the perfect time to start playing your music. Let's do it. In the meantime, while I load this page, I know a lot of folks in the chat often connect with producers that are on this show after the fact. Are you open to collaborations? Do you like when people hit you up? What's your vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. People can hit me up anytime. I'm always open to meeting new people, working with new people, artists and producers. So yeah, definitely feel free to hit me up if you want to.
Perfect. I hope you guys heard that. I'll put her Instagram and Beat Store in the comments. Oh, we have 2 more questions. What DAW do you use?
I use Ableton.
And who is your favorite producer, if you have one?
I don't think I have one, to be honest. I think it's just like a collective of people I look up to, inspire to kind of be like, yeah.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's do this. We have time for, I'm pretty sure, all of these beats today. So where do you want to start?
I think we can start from the beginning. I think I actually put some thought into the order this time. Yeah.
Ooh, you curated the playlist. I love that.
I know. Yeah. Tried at least. Yeah.
Anything you want to tell us about, or if there's anything you want to tell us specifically about any of these beats, feel free to like jump in and do so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first one I kind of put there because like you could tell, like I'm pretty versatile. I kind of focused more on the trap beat side before. And I think when I made this beat, that's when it clicked for me. Like, yeah, this is a sound I want to continue making. Like I'm enjoying this way too much, like making.
So like this was the
rocks. Yeah, I think that
changed everything. All right, let's give it a listen. So I think there's a lot of agreements here that you need to be getting your music placed for sync a lot more often.
Yeah, it seems so. That's kind of interesting. Like people, like that's not what kind of I felt when I made it. So it's really interesting to hear what people, like other producers, think. Yeah, it's exciting.
What do you see for this beat?
I think it's just like something with the beach. I don't know why.
Mm.
I kind of just envision like a place when I hear a song or a melody or a beat or something like that. I feel like this needs to be played at the beach, I guess. Like,
Yeah, it's an energy.
Yeah.
Cloudman says he was vibing so hard he forgot to even comment.
Yeah, that's nice. Thanks.
Ufo wants to know, what drum kits do you like to use?
I like to use kind of different. I think Splice is a really good place to find. There's a lot of kind of in the like live drum kits. That's what I mostly use. And then also kind of mixing up with some lo-fi, more sounding lo-fi drums as well. Yeah. I would usually go to Splice for that.
There you go, Bufo. All right, beat number 2. It's a Bryson Tiller and Drake type beat, which is like, again, another hard left from.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm interested. Let's go.
That's good, yeah.
That was emotional. Wow. Kenny said that y'all need to talk about this beat, so you might need to just pull this off the beat store.
It seems like it, yeah. Sorry.
Bufo said super smooth. Low Wave says he likes the dark pads on this and gave you 5 out of 5 Tim Boot emojis, my personal favorite rating.
Thank you very much.
Cold Money Beat says he loves the vibe on this one. That Boy Butter says smooth. Rock Vibe also says smooth. You might just need to rename the beat Smooth.
Think so, yeah.
All right, this third one. This is a Claro type beat, so this is the artist of your dreams.
Absolutely.
Any comments for this one?
Nah, I don't think so. I just a collection of my favorite beats there in the middle. So yeah.
All right, let's go. I hope you saw all the comments as I tossed them up on the screen there, but Bufo is pretty adamant about you submitting it for mobile gaming opportunities.
Yeah.
Bufo, maybe you can hit the DMs and tell her what that looks like.
Absolutely, I'm all for it. Seems like I need to get my beat sounds some sort of sync opportunities and games, stuff like that. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, so the next one is called Wasted Youth. Let's go. Everybody is loving your music for like being outside and going for a drive and just like a chill day. And I think that I think that speaks to the energy that you're trying to give off anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Just enjoying the outdoors, having a lovely day. Yeah.
Cloud9 shared a tip. We love free tips. Here's a super gem. If she's looking for mobile games, open up the App Store, scroll down to the bottom of the app. Sometimes they leave a contact email. Shout out to my fellow pop producer. We love free tips. We love free tips.
Absolutely.
All right. Next is Make Me Better. Ian Dior type beat. That's what it's tagged as, rock. So there's that. Kenny's calling you versatile. Cold Money Beat says, I love this. Cloud9 says, about to link up with the crew for ice cream and fun type beat. And just straight Tim boots from Low Wave.
Oh, that's amazing to see, really. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
All right, we've got two more. Let's give it a listen. I think that might be my favorite one so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was cool. Let me see these comments. All right. I like the guitar sounds on the beats. Absolutely. Bedroom pop is hella accurate. Feel like listening to this while reading some books in bed. It's Guy Beats said definitely radio ready.
Said,
driving down an American road, top down, beach to the right, hills to the left. Watching the sunlight come up on the beach type beat. Dat Boy Buddha said he followed you so that he can enjoy your vibes. Roof down, drive. I just started following. Awesome, guys. I'm glad you're enjoying this today. It's also like a very nice pivot because we get a lot of trap, which I love trap music, but it's a nice little change.
Yeah, sure.
Different for the crew. Okay, this is your final beat. Any words for this one?
I think it just ended up there because it's my latest beat. It's the only one I released in 2022 so far. So yeah, it had to have a spot on there.
Awesome. Okay, Spring Fling. It's the last beat for today. was that. That was
That
the
was
answer. I think something that was evident throughout all the comments, things that they're attributing your music to is like summer, beach, being with your friends or your loved ones, and everybody is really championing you getting more sync placements. So I think that's pretty.
Yeah, seems like the road to take from here on. Yeah.
I think it sounds perfect. It's a great plan.
Absolutely.
Okay, y'all, do you have any final questions before I give Lost Mind the last word? Before we sign off for another couple of weeks, let me know. Here's your chance. Get your Twitter fingers ready. Type fast. Lost Mind, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And I mean, it's late where you are, so I hope that you get to wind down for the evening. Thank you for your work as a nurse. I appreciate it. Thank you for the beautiful music that you are sharing with us and the amazing energies that you're putting out into the world. Everybody's enjoying it. So I'm very, very, very excited to see what comes next for you. And I hope that Kenny pays more attention to you when you talk going forward.
I hope so too. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been amazing. And thank you to everyone in the comments for all the love. It means a lot.
Do you have any final words of advice? I know you've told us, you just do it and practice and all of those things, but any final words?
I think just be yourself. That's all I can say. Just make sure you enjoy what you do. That's really important. I think that's something that we all have learned in the last 2 years with this crazy world and everything. So yeah.
Yep. Find your passion and stick to it and be yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again, guys. Here is her Beat Store and her Instagram just up on the screen. I know somebody had asked, can we collab? So you can definitely hit her up. She said earlier in the show, if you missed it, that she's open to collaboration. So definitely check her out. Thank you for following and watching and all of your lovely comments today, guys, in the chat. Please, 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 please make sure you're submitting for the Phoenix Flex and Remix Challenge if you haven't done so already. And that's it. That's that for the episode of The Deal. So be safe, everybody. Wash your hands, social distance, all that fun stuff. Bye, Lost Mind.
Bye.